Hey everyone, welcome to our webinar. This is Mavish Chaudhary from Digit as a product manager, and I will be your moderator today. Today's conversation is all about super exciting and relevant topic GPT for startup from ideation to GMT in Fintech. And we are going to talk about how founders can use GPT and AI not just as a trending concept, but as a practical tool throughout the startup journey from idea generation and generation to market launch. So today our guest is Anisur Rahman, a fintech solution architect. He has extensive experience in the fintech industry, bringing over 20 years of expertise in building healthcare and financial system worldwide, and including core banking and health exchange platforms. Anis, it's fantastic to have you with us today. How's it going?
Thank you very much. I'm well. Everything is fine.
So let's begin to talking about the future at a high level. Uh, when you look at the next 3 to 5 years, what do you see as the biggest opportunities for fintech startup?
Uh, Fintech is one of finance is the basis of every generation, humanity. It's from centuries and it will remain viable for centuries to come. And the payment is the core of every transaction. So when there is a financial transaction, fintech is there, banking is there, embedded finance is there. So they are here to stay. How can we make it customer or user friendly? How can we make it more accessible to masses? That's the biggest challenge. Whoever come with that challenge, make the thing frictionless, has the business. So, in my opinion, fintech and finance has a huge opportunity because it's more than $1 trillion economy. The banking sector, the fintech sector, uh, it's integrated into all kind of verticals, whether it is health finance, health insurance, your mobility insurance, all the part is in the integrated family of finance. And finance is the core component of the fintech. So fintech has a huge opportunity for the years to come. So people who want to start any solution which belongs to a finance or financial inclusion based on the lead generation, be using the data to make the market to access the accessibility easier, they can do it. The field is very huge, very wide, and it's a more than $1 trillion economy. Only in finance, embedded and finance, open banking, payment transactions, whatever you say, uh, like it's up to the person uh, which niche you want to go for.
Love that. Really sets the stage of where things are headed. So, of course, with opportunities and comes challenges. A lot of fintech startups don't make it. From your perspective, why do so many fail, and what lesson can new founders learn from those stories?
That's a very good question. The base of every, especially there are two fields where are very sensitive. One is healthcare, one is finance, and both are very close to the human being. Health is for your personal lifestyle, and finance is your living lifestyle. When you're going for finance and healthcare, the most critical part, the core is compliances. Many people start the startup in fintech or healthcare. They don't know the regulations. They don't know the compliance they have to comply with. They build the product. They are very enthusiastic. They build the product. When they are launching the product, still nobody intervene into their way. But as soon the products start growing, the issue of the compliance and regulatory authorities will jump in, and and then they have to modify whole of their go-to-market strategy, their their whole organizational structure, their financial structure. They have to modify everything. So when they are already into the market, they are into a running stage, and at that point, when they have to go for the compliance and regularity issues, they got failed because they are not able to comply. They're not able to understand that how much funds they need for that core effect, that core seed, that is compliance and regulatory authorities. So, from my perspective, the number one reason that fintech startup got failed, that they are not able to realize what niche they are going for. If they are going for a closed loop or open loop, if they are going for payments, if they are going for data driven financial solutions like lead generations, they don't know that how complex data they have, whether they have the personal health information or they have personal identifiable information. If they are holding that kind of information, what responsibilities they have, they should obey. So they will lose the trust of the client. As soon you lose the trust, the business is gone. Business is the trust between provider and the consumer. So the core problem of the fintech to fail is they are losing that trust in a very faster way. To build that trust is the base thing is to follow the compliance, follow the regularity, build the team. Like if you are into finance, you are dealing with data. You know how to play with the data. How can you make the money? How can you create the more money streams from the data you already have? How to make the data secure? How to make the system frictionless? But the core is regulatory authorities and the compliance. If you fail in that core seat, your whole fintech will be collapsed. But it might possible you fall into a many lawsuits.
Such a valuable reminder. It's better to learn from others' mistake early on. So my
That's
next
true.
question is: now fintech doesn't exist without regulation. How
True.
much of a role do regulation play in shaping innovation, and how should founders think and compliance early instead of as an afterthought?
Yes. When you are into a fintech or healthcare, the core of the compliance is you should know that GDPR is for your personal information security. Then you have go for the SOC 2. SOC 2 is for your data, which is PII and PHI. So you must remember these two terms, GDPR, SOC 2. If you know that these two compliances, they are a bit expensive to get. If you are not able to get the compliance certificate of the SOC 2 or GDPR, do not worry. At least build your product on the pillars of SOC 2 and GDPR. If you are going for a payments, always remember that you are going to do the payments across the border or inside the border. If across the border, go for the open payments, PSD2, PSD3, you should remember. If you are going for a card payment, like you have something like Visa, MasterCard, or anything closed loop, always remember you should comply with PCI DSS compliance. So these are the compliance you should remember before jumping into developing a product which is a fintech product. So always remember these compliance you should remember by heart. Otherwise, your product will fail eventually, and you might fall into lawsuits because you are handling with the data of the people. If the data got leaked, they will be affected, and as a result, the fintech will be affected very badly.
Such an important point. I think compliance can feel heavy, but getting it right early really pays off later.
That's
So,
true because it's a bit a boring thing. People think that we are building a very fancy product and it's very exciting that we are we want to do something which nobody has done, and they forget that boring part, which is the soul of the whole financial industry. That is compliance.
uh, if we go ahead, the space is competitive. From your experience, what actually helps a fintech startup stand out and gain transaction?
Yes,
Sorry, texture.
make the thing very simple because always remember fintech is dealing with the money, with the finance. When you are dealing with the money and finance, make the thing very simple, very clean, very frictionless. Because only thing we are providing is a customer experience. Behind the scene, the banking, the fintech is always remain the same. There is nothing change, and it will never change in the coming future. The core always remain the same. What fintech is going to provide, where the niche is coming, make the customer experience as much frictionless as you can, as much simple as you can, as much comprehensive as you can, so that do not make too much complicated UI, complicated, complex UI that a person got different directions, that it got like distracted here and there. So make things very simple, very straightforward, but very comprehensive. All the functions you must do behind the scene, but the UI UX should be very exciting. Customer experience should be very frictionless. If any fintech was able to do that, he is $1 million company. Just check the Revolut story, and then also check the N26, then check the Monzo Bank. If you see the Revolut, the main thing that the Revolut did is they are into customer experience. They build the customer experience very frictionless. But if you see the N26 or the Monzo Bank, they are really good fintech startup in the Europe, but they are not able to grab the attention of the masses and the Gen Z or Gen Alpha because of their customer experience is not that frictionless.
Great. My next question is, when founders are pitching, investors are obviously looking for signals. What are the key metrics or signs that investor pay the most attention to in fintech?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. If we are talking about Pakistani context or international context, if we are talking about international context, they do not drive by, because I always remember whenever I go to any incubation or any place, the judges are asking about and telling that the startup should be problem driven, not a solution driven. It's totally a myth. Seriously, it's a totally a myth, because nobody knows what the problem they are facing. If you love something, build it, make it very much highly efficient, make the customer experience elegant, and then make the people understand what the problem they are facing. Because if you ask the people what problem you have, people say we don't have any problem. Even if you go to the market, people love to do the financial transaction based on cash, because they prefer cash rather than a digital or virtual money. They love to have a cash, and they want to count the cash by hand and put into the drawer, because they love to do that. If you want to know that what problem you are facing with the cash or blah blah blah, they will say no, we are happy with it. So the problem driven startups, in my opinion, is my 2 cents, is a myth. If you think that the solution you are providing and you have faith in it, believe in it, just build it. Forget about success or failure. That is a later part. Build it, make it very frictionless. Ask your family and friends to use it, take their feedback, and then go to the judges. If the judges see your product is ready, the only thing they want to see, all other things are myth. If your product is ready, you know how to execute your idea, market is total market is yours. Otherwise, still in Urdu, Punjabi, we'll call Pansar ki dukan or a real store. Retail store is still one of the best business in the world. You want to do the business, just go for build a simple retail store, and that is one of the huge business. But if you want to go for a fintech or do want to pitch to the judges, build a product you love, you want to build, make it frictionless, come to the judges, show your faith, show your execution power and your passion, and forget about all those kind of questions that what problem you want to solve. Because every the good thing in our emerging countries, everything is a problem. but nobody knows it. So you don't need to worry that you are making a solution oriented startup, because this solution is a problem of somebody and you don't know. Just build it. That are my 2 cents.
So now let's talk about AI. Tools like GPT everywhere. But where do you think that they can add the most value for fintech startup? Is it product development, compliance, or customer engagement?
It's a completely ideation to the GTM. Like if you have an idea, because I used it that I want to know that there are many lending systems. They are building a credit scoring products, and they are selling on a huge amount. I just try to use a generative AI, GPT, DeepSeek, Quibin, and I want to check that how can I make credit scoring for a first time borrower in a faster way with that kind of scenarios. And I was really surprised how fast it calculated that credit risk and give the suggestion to the bank. So the LLMs, the generative AI and GPT has a huge potential, and makes your thing faster. If you have an idea, come and go to and just write to a good prompt into GPT, DeepSeek, Gemini, Cubin. That's the thing you want to build. It can give you an architectural diagram. It can make you complete your lean canvas. It can help you to formalize the marketing strategy. It can help you even build a marketing strategy. If you are a good in Gen AI, you can build your genetic AI or RAG model that can help you to automate the whole processes. You don't need to hire a lot of people. You can make that session, whether it's a ChatGPT or any LLM, to understand your idea, to understand your direction carefully, and it can help you from ideation to the development. Now come on the product development or your MVP. Their Copilot is there. Copilot is integrated with many LLMs. You can give the prompt, the in what language or what platform you want to build your product, whether it's a Java, it's a Python, it's React or Node.js. It can build you a all boilerplate code, and then you can refine your code. You can refine your SQL queries. You can create your stored procedures. They can build everything for you. Only thing you need to do, take it, develop it, make it deployable, and test it. Define, give your test cases, and ask. I use Qveen, and there are many other very nice code generating LLMs. Or if you are using any good IDE, you can combine Copilot. Nowadays the very fancy term is out now, called vibe coding, and there are many vibe coding IDEs are available. They are paid versions and they are open source. You can use vibe coding open source plugins for IntelliJ, JetBrains. You have plugins which are free of the Copilot to many other IDEs. You can combine it. Then you can give the prompt. The, the vibe coding engine will generate the code for you. You just need to optimize it, make it very efficient, and deploy it. Ask the vibe coding to generate a UI for you. The UI of your system, it can create the UI that is sensitive to that specific vertical, whether it's the healthcare, wellness, fintech. It's based on your vibe. So the huge impact is there. You can develop things very faster in a shorter time, and you can make from fintech ideation to the development, and then you can also take the help for generating the pitch decks, your profile deck, your organizational deck, your marketing deck. Everything it will generate you with a small amount. You have to pay for the GPT, chat GPT, or Llama, or Claude, or Qveen, or Gemini, or DeepSeek, whatever you like. They can help you, or you can use all of them to make your thing very beautiful, very attractive, and very enticing for the investors or the consumers. because our product is not for investors to seek the investment, because investment is the loan. Our main goal is to build the product so that consumer can use it and we can make a huge customer base, so that the whole environment of the Gen AI is available for you as your main companion.
Super interesting. Really changes how really teams can save times and scale smarter. So my next question is, one thing people worry about is automation. Chatbot, robo advisor, they are powerful, but customer also want to human touch. How can fintech founders strike that balance?
Actually, human interaction is one of the complex area when you are building a very fancy product. Because if you want to go for human interaction, you need to go for the call center kind of stuff. So that is a decision should be taken by the top management of the fintech, how hybrid they can be. Like you can build a chatbot which is whole, or your robotic engine which is very highly based on Gen AI and can generate a lot of answers for them. And then you can give an option that if you need a human interaction or human agent, uh, ask for human agent, then it can redirect to your calling center, and calling center guy can communicate with the consumer. That is the way that you can integrate the whole business process. Make the thing as much generative AI, as much automate. But when the niche is coming and the person is got confused by if they have the different language slangs and they are not able to speak and the system cannot understand the slang, the system can automatically redirect that communication to a human interaction calling agent.
Do you think AI is lowering the barrier to entry for new fintech founders, or
Oh
is it
yes, it's
actually
lowering. It's really how fast you, how clear you have, and how passionate you have, how passionate you are. If you do not have a passion, startup is not for you. If you have a passion and plus you have a money in your pocket, because the main problem, if a young generation is coming into a startup scene, they're just coming here for a fun and to spend some time and then go for the higher studies or go for a good job. Startup is a lifelong process. It's like a gamble. Gamble, you just play a gamble. You can lose it. You can lose a lot of things, but if you gain 50x. If you are a startup and you are a university students, make a group of your friends, build a product at that time where you don't have a lot of obligations. Now, generative AI, Gen AI, GPT, LLMs are there for you as your companion. Build the product fast, try it fast, fail it fast, try fast, and make it successful. That's the only key. And yes, the way we did in some time ago, we have to work very hard to get the human knowledge, the market trends, how the money is going, how big is the market. Now, with the GPTs, with the generative AI, these things are like in seconds. You can find out if this idea is good for that market A or is good for market B, is good for people segmentation of X or Y. It's a young generation's idea or a middle-aged generation idea, or it's idea for the people who are in mature age. So this kind of stuff you can find it in a very faster way, which can help you to make your niche uh, marketable in a faster time. It's not a barrier; it's your companion. But use it carefully, use it passionately, and just do it.
so? All right. Before we wrap up, I want to end on something practical. If if you could give one piece of advice to a young founders building a fintech startup today, what would it be?
The best thing is payments. Build the payments frictionless. Because payment, if you are building something for the payments, you are successful in seconds. Make something for your campus card. If you are into a university, build something, a campus card, and make the payment with the cash without like cashless. Build something interesting like treat points, treat point system for students who are going to study into the library or a classroom, or they are getting good grades. If they're getting good grades, their treat points should be added, and treat points can be consumable within the campus. So these are the ideas which are not new, but they are very valuable, and they are very uh, a practical money oriented. You can make the money very fast, you can make your product very fast, and yes, make things very simple, very frictionless.
So okay, so Anish, we have discussed about the startup, about the fintech in whole role of the founder and investor in it. So if we can discuss a little about our local fintech market in Pakistan. So think is a good example of fintech in Pakistan. For example, there are new startups which are coming in like in last 3 to 4 years, like SadaPay, NeaPay, startup like those. So, what do you think? How they are attracting the Gen Z as compared to the local banks of Pakistan? So,
Okay,
what's they are doing the difference?
their payment systems. How, because the prepaid payments, the prepaid debit card concept was launched by Sada. Before that, there was no concept that it's a prepaid. You just need to transfer your money, and you can use the cashless payments through Master and Visa card. So that's a beautiful idea. The main thing was SadaPay was really good product, but unfortunately it it goes on the wrong, and then they have nowadays they has it become very frictionful. NeaPay, there are also payments, and the most of the thing they are doing is a BNPL, buy now, pay later. So there's also one niche, but the BNPL is full of compliance. For the young fintech, I will not recommend them to jump into a BNPL, because
Yeah,
it has a lot of, you need to burn a lot of money. And
yeah,
if you don't have a lot of money to burn, you will not able to grab the market. The
yeah,
best thing, sorry
yeah.
to
Go on, go on. So,
interrupt,
go on, go on.
uh, you can, if you want to think about the niche products, build something in between SadaPay and NeaPay. Make the payments something interesting,
Yeah,
something community oriented. Like if you are living in a society and they have 3 or 4 shops, communicate with them, build something QR code based payments. The State Bank already provided the RAST API,
okay.
integrated by the RAST API. The account to account transactions are very fast.
Yes,
You don't need to have a lot of expensive Stripe or all kind of go pay fast kind of integration. RAST is there. Build product based on RAST, and make it executable into your local market,
yeah.
your local
So,
shop.
yeah, good point. So, and I have another question about the future of buy now pay later in Pakistan. What do you think? How it can be going in Pakistan? I don't think Pakistan is a good market for that kind of business. It can be prosper in USA, in Europe, on that countries. But in Pakistan, what do you think about the buy now pay later?
See, buy now pay later is a loan sharking. I'm sorry to say,
Yeah,
but that's the loan sharking. वो in Urdu Pakistan we call पठानों का काम है, जो they give you on loan, and then they will shark you for, and they take a lot of money from you, and then you need to burn a lot of money, because you are paying to the customer who is giving their product to your consumer. You are in between them. You must have a lot of capital to play with it. The best thing to do is, I will never ever, because I think it's loan sharking, so I'm not pro BNPL startups, but there's a huge potential of payments. Payment make the thing frictionless, make thing data driven campaigns. You can collaborate with all, like SadaPay has the data bank, NeaPay has the data bank. You can communicate with those data banks, make product for lead generation, like customer data profile system, CDPs, independent data profile IDPs. So there are a lot of huge potential you can do. You can ask the other business, like you can build your marketing tech, martech. Martech is basically relying on the financial data, which the Sadape, Neape, HBL Bank, all banks, they have the data. Build something called martech, and martech is also a sub branch of fintech.
So I think Vikas have a question. So go on, Vikas, ask the question.
Yes, Wakas. I think you are mute.
Yeah, he is mute. So until then, we can discuss another question.
Sure.
So, what do you think the role of the government in making the fintech whole ecosystem easy for the user base for the new startup? What do you think the role Pakistan government and the national bank in playing, the State Bank of Pakistan is playing in all
Actually,
this?
nowadays it's a really heaven. State Bank, because I had a meeting with the State Bank, I think a couple of months before, and the things are getting very easy. The RAS API is available for everyone, and they are making compliance very easy. And then they are providing the financial support also. If you have a good product and you want to get the financial support in terms of credit notes. Credit notes is actually a loan, is a financial loan from the state bank. So you can get the loan from the bank based on your idea, your valuation. You can build a lot of products. The things are become very easy. Even the crypto market is getting very flexible in Pakistan. You can build something based on the blockchain, like trade finance, like payment across the borders, like property tokenization. And these all are part of fintech. You can integrate your payments for the property tokenization, like using blockchains. Right now, I think we are living in the era of heaven in Pakistan. Like the state bank is providing a lot of flexibilities because they want to have a lot of revenue from international market. So that's the best time to. This is the best time for any person who want to build something niche based on the financial data.
Oh, so yeah, we you have mentioned crypto, and this government is very easy on crypto, you know. So, what do you think the future of cryptocurrency is? There can be any startup which can only focus on crypto, and it can make it easy to exchange money from to Pakistan and from Pakistan. So, what do you think
Uh,
of future of crypto in Pakistan?
I think the digital money is the future. They are going for the digital money, whether they are going for a crypto or they are going for a digital money. So, but the digital money on the blockchain, because the state bank is going for their digital money very soon, which we have discussions with them. So, I think they are moving toward digital money that can be based on the blockchain. For the crypto, as a crypto, I'm not sure they are going for that flexible for the masses to do, but for the digital money, yes, they are going.
Yeah, good. So, okay, Vikas, you can go and ask your question and open your mic.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Rees, for your insightful presentation. And this is me, Vikas After, and I came from software development background. I think I may have a question in like Java frameworks and after AI revolution and why Java. I can explain a little more like which framework we should choose in Java for fintech. There are a lot of frameworks in market like Spring Boot and other, and which framework would you recommend in fintech? And then after AI revolution, what would you recommend that Java would be a better option, like Python is already in market, and they have grabbed a lot of technologies, and they a lot of software art development are being developed in Python. Why we should choose Java? And then what you recommend in fintech
You
according
ask
to
the
your
question. uh,
recommendations?
you ask the question which is very close to my heart. I'm a Java guy by
Yes.
myself, so I'm always biased because Java. I eat, sleep, I do everything for the Java for last 20 years. So I'm totally married to Java, and I hate everyone else. But still, I love to use everything else. Whatever framework you are using, they are good. Spring is the beautiful. If you go for a monolith architecture, then Apache Graph is a good, very beautiful platform for OSGI. Like, and you can use if you want to go for service bus, they are open source available like JBoss Fuse, Service Mix, Apache Camel, EIP. You can go for there are many EIP platform available for even Spring integration is there. You can use Spring integration. You can use Spring Boot. You can use Spring MVC. Whatever you use. If you go for the UI, Vaadin framework is there. GWT is there. Even Java service faces are a very exciting product to build the UI for the whole Java ecosystem. Go for the no code platform. The JMix is there. There are a lot of things. Every place is good because if you go for the JVM, Scala is beautiful, and Play framework is one of the beautiful, exciting parallel processing framework. You can go for the Play, use Scala, use Groovy, whatever you want to use. Use it, but make the thing efficient. But the other thing is, if you want to make it more cloud friendly, go for Crocus. Crocus is based on Graal. You can use Graal VM to make it very natively compiled, and plus the Graal VM can be is help you to integrate with the polygons. Like you can build something on Python, then you can use Graal to make Python exchangeable with the Java. So it's very easily communicatable. But still, there is no issue that you are building. You have some product in Python, expose Python as a JSON APIs, build your product, integrate those one with the Java middle tier. This all called integrations. You are integrating, communicating based on your REST APIs. So there's no problem of using or integrating hybrid platforms. The good now even in Java now we have a lot of AI things are available and they are open source. I used it like for NLP. I always love Open NLP. You can go for Apache MaxNet. You can use even they have integration. Spring AI is have integration with GPT, all kind of LLMs. You can build everything. So the problem is not what you are using. The problem is how fast you can execute and how easy you feel comfortable to build the product. Whatever framework you think you are comfortable, use it and build it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anis, for your kind
So,
information.
So yeah, this next question is from Sajid, and he will ask it shortly. Sajid, you are
sure.
moderator. You can ask. Open your mic and ask the question, please.
Hello, Anis. Thank you so much for the very informative session. And yeah, like overall, fintech is just still evolving after AI, and like Java is something really like very few engineers who are working in Java, and you know very well. But after AI, so what do you think like people are started adopting Java, like, and how you think like life is a bit easy after AI for engineers who want to jump into Java? What's
Oh
your take?
yes, yes. Java has a lot of code base. when the if you go for the GitHub, most of the highest number of the Git repositories are Java code. If you go for Apache, I think 90% of the Apache products are based on Java. So the people who are building a Java now, the Copilot is heaven for them. Use Copilot and build your product in seconds. You will get everything, and you just need to refine it, optimize it, and use it. But I have a question,
Yeah.
Abdullah. What are you doing in the heavens? Because it's a cloud behind you. The startup grind is also available in the heaven.
Yes. And yeah, I think it's a second life I'm living right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So Anis, like my question is still around Java. Like, I would love like if you can share any useful resources where a very beginner level engineer who has a really good experience in other stacks, in a PHP or any other open source technology, and want to jump in the Java. And obviously, Java is still on the top when we talk about fintech. So any resources where we can kick off it, and like whenever I think chat gpt or cursor or something, like we have done three events right now on the AI series, and this is again an part of the AI series, which even we are still on it. So like any useful or any kind of like organized resource to jump into Java, and what could be the prerequisite for it? Even if AI is still there,
Hmm.
and AI is not mature yet, I believe. And what's your take on that?
Oh yes, the best place to learn Java, how the people are building a Picasso's work, how the coding, they are using all the design patterns in a very efficient way. The best place is GitHub. Just search the Java platform, just search the Java projects, or go to the Apache. Find the very good. If you are into a banking and fintech, the one of the best open source core banking system is called Apache Finract. FINERACT, Apache Finract. Go to their GitHub, see their code, how beautiful code they have. And plus, you will find my name there because I'm also a code contributor in Apache Finract. Apache Finract will help you to understand the core banking system, which is the core of every financial systems, whether it's a payments, whether it's a lending system, whether it's a debt system or loan management or client management systems for the banking. The core banking is the core. One of the best core banking system which I saw is open source is Apache Finrack, and you can go and find their GitHub repository, download their code, follow the code, how they are writing, and this is purely based on Spring Boot, Spring integrations. Somehow Apache Camel, we are also using Apache Camel for some of the EIPs. Apache Camel is the EIP framework, like Enterprise Integration Platform, which is the core of the Service Bus architecture. So these are the things if you are into a banking and financial. Other than that, if you are using JetBrains like IntelliJ, install the Tibine plugin. That is called Tabnine. Tibine is a vibe coding or vibe coding plugin for the IntelliJ. Just use that plugin and then use the vibe coding, or help the machine to build your code, and they are using Copilot behind it. When the code is generated, make it as beautiful as Picasso's work is up to you. How many design patterns you can use, how much abstraction layers you can create, how much exciting and modular you want to. You have the core code, make it modular. It's up to the person who want to do it. Learn the design patterns. As my design pattern, like there are four core design patterns which can be used with any language. Now, but the other thing is now Java is as functional as any other language like Python, like PHP, and as much object oriented as is C and C++. So Java is one of the beautiful uh, language made for the Gen Z now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anish. So one last question. I think then there is another question by Sajid, who is on the screen as well. So my question is around security as well. Whenever we talk about open source, security is still a threat for enterprise projects. So how do you see Java in terms of security? Like obviously it's open source as well.
Yes, Java is always secure. That's the beauty of the Java. Well, because it has a VM. Whenever you go for the VM is a compiled code. Your code is always secure. How your information is secure, it's up to you. How you're building your product, because you need to know that data at rest and data in transit. So that data at rest and data in transit is the architectural way. How you want to scale your data when it is at rest, how you are squaring your data when it is on in transit. It's going to the transport layer. Always remember black box cryptography and white box cryptography. Always remember when you are building a financial product. Many people talk about when they are building, they know the black box cryptography, but they forget the white box cryptography. Learn white box cryptography. I will not explain more because I need money for that. But yes, I'm giving you the hint. Search it and then use it in your building your financial product.
Yeah, thank you. Sajid Rafiq, I think over to you. You can ask your question.
Yes, Sajid.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Yes, we can hear you.
My question is here after learning of
There is echo from
after
your.
learning of Java basics, the next step for experiment. What is the best libraries or framework that do you recommend for
Okay, the
short
best thing is go for the Spring Boot.
experiment?
Like
GPT or
nowadays
something.
everybody is using Spring. You can use GPT to generate your Spring code, and Spring has a lot of modules like Spring Boot, Spring MVC, Spring integration, Spring JDBC, Spring JPA. Like it's a whole ecosystem for the Java. So if you are a Spring lover, you want to go for the complete Spring ecosystem, then just jump into the Spring ecosystem, because nowadays most of the companies are into a Spring ecosystem. Then there is another ecosystem which is called a monolith ecosystem, or we call it OSGI, or the old Java J2EE or Java EE architecture, which is now translated into Jakarta EE. If you are coming into for the Jakarta EE, like Java Enterprise, then it's a whole new ecosystem that's called OSDI. So in OSDI, you can go for Jakarta EE, Java Server Faces, and then you can also go for Apache Graph. This is a whole ecosystem. But as you are new, I will recommend to go for the Spring ecosystem.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So anyone has any question as well, you can ask any question, or you can type, or you want to directly speak with Anis. I would love to enable your presenter modes. So anyone from attendees interested to ask any question?
I have a question. Anis, you have deep experience in both microservices and monolithic architecture. For a young fintech startup, which approach makes more sense, and how should they decide?
I will say blindly go for monolith. Don't jump into microservices saga. Now, there is nothing called microservices these days. Everything is monolith or modular monolith. Because why I say modular monolith? Because we have full transaction in one method. You have control it, but don't make monolith very complicated. Microservices are beautiful when you are using AWS, or Microsoft Azure, because they already have the endpoints. What you are doing, you are creating an integrating environment for those endpoints, and you are using those endpoints to build your product faster, and you have no control of those things. Otherwise, you are doing the microservices, you are failed in managing the transactions, because when you are going for to roll back a transaction failure, it's a hell of job in microservices. In monolith, it's very easy. You can build a good a try catch. In a good try catch, if something happened, go to catch, in catch, roll back the whole transaction. It is in your control. In microservices, you can't do that. You need to adopt many design patterns for these kind of financial failures. So my recommendation, go for monolith. Don't jump into microservices saga, even though it's beautiful, but make monolith modular, simpler, and executable.
Thank you so much. So, anyone has a question?
So, yeah, I don't think any have any questions, so we can wrap up our webinar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone has any question, so you can still ask. We have 4 minutes.
You can ask any question. There is no question is a stupid question.
Yes. I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much, Anis. We were planning this for a long, long time to finally it happened. I'm really good, and it was player hosting you, and obviously Java or fintech is something still really relevant, and it's a huge potential for the founders who are really interested to launch something in any in Europe or in UK or in US. I think fintech has still a lot of things to do in fintech industry. Even Pakistan still is struggling with the payment solutions, and there is no centralized system still, and we are struggling, and even startups are struggling with that. And then this, there are many reasons behind that, and it's all about, I think, policy as well, which is not really like uh, open for fintech industry. Maybe I might get something wrong, but there are still to be honest, really hurdles in launching fintech in Pakistan especially. But yeah, thank you so much, and we have already recorded this session, and it's already recording and in process, and we will start publishing it on different social media platforms, and I would love to ask you to share those videos and with the different questions that we have asked to you, so we can replicate. And thank you so much again, and thank you so much, Mavish, for moderating. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for assisting, and thank you so much for everyone who has joined us today. Obviously, situation is not good overall in Pakistan due to floods, and but yeah, still people has joined. That's really a good thing. Thank you, Anis. And if you would like to share something, otherwise, see you again in Lahore.
Inshallah. See you again, inshallah. See
Yeah.
you again,
Thank you
Muhammad.
so much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
Okay.
much.
Bye.
Bye bye.